Hello, my name is Zachary Levi. I should have a little tag. And I play Shazam.
It's smoky in here.
Yeah, let's cut on that.
Creating a perfect sequel to what we did before. It's a very difficult thing to do, so we had a bit more time and a bit more budget to go and figure out how to do this.
Shazam became truly a fan favorite. People loved that tone that David Sandberg was able to find.
Rolling.
And that's what we're bringing back.
Camera set.
I was excited to return to this world because, first of all, I love it. I think the characters are great. But this is the first time I've done a sequel to one of my own movies. So to step onto this set again was such a cool feeling.
Shazam 2, I was waiting for that script during the pandemic. And the day that it finally came in, I was super giggly. I couldn't believe it.
We set a meeting. We tell them we want to negotiate, okay? We offer up our powers in exchange for Freddy, but instead, we grab one of them, and that's when we really use that to trade.
Just talking to David as we developed the sequel, it was just trying to honor who the characters were, because you can make 24 sequels, but like, what is the sequel? That is the honest continuation of Billy's story, of Freddy's story in the Shazam world.
When you're doing a sequel to a movie that already did so well, it's nerve-wracking because you have to fulfill the expectations that were in the first one, and that's a big responsibility.
Shazam 2, let's go. Jack, how we feeling? I got a monologue. Do some of your lines for us.
There's spaghetti on the floor, nobody knows how to pick it up.
Was it daunting that David asked you to audition for the role again?
Yeah, it was very strange. I was like, I don't know if this is contractual, but I mean, listen, it's your movie, man. So let's figure it out. Fortunately, I still hadn't grown up, so it worked out.
Zach is still just a big kid at heart, which is why he's so perfect for Shazam.
I wasn't even alive when all this shit went down.
I don't even think there were sandwiches. It was so long ago, you know? But now, in the present day, we have got sandwiches.
The energy of the character of Shazam, just so brilliantly played by Zach. It was so fun to sit across the table and witness that performance in real life.
I was very excited just to get everyone back together again, as well as to bring in some new characters. It's funny to see Zachary Levi against Helen Mirren because, I mean, he kind of towers over her, so you think it will be sort of an uneven dynamic, but Helen Mirren, she has such presence that she can really be intimidating.
You are very menacing. Like, you have a real presence. That goes a long way. For real.
I don't know what everybody wants her to be or thinks she ought to be, but that dope, awesome, cool, chill, grounded, giving, generous, fun, intelligent, talented, beautiful, ageless woman that you see in movies and you go, I feel like, is that really her in real life? That's her in real life.
Come on.
With Helen, even if she's coming into just the second movie, she's a natural leader, a figurehead, someone everyone's kind of looking up to.
3, 2, 1, go!
He's not very powerful, I have to carry like that. I'd much prefer just go, like, go away, little flea.
Can we have a look at that?
3, 2, 1, go! 1, go!
Having walked into a set after she has left, you could feel like there's a different air, like everyone just learned something.
It's incredible fun. But I'm very jealous of my bad sister who gets to ride the dragon.
You thought you were invulnerable, but no, magic can kill magic.
With Lucy, she's really good at being intimidating, sometimes without even saying a word, with just a look. But I mean, it's funny that she can be so menacing on screen because she's just lovely off screen. Like, she was one of the most pleasant people I've ever worked with.
Lucy likes some fun. She likes a little dance. So does Rachel.
Rachel, I am in love with that girl.
Okay.
She is beyond talented.
Lift your hands, nothing's happening, and then it'll basically be cut off the knot.
She's great. I mean, a big ball of energy.
You'll need this. Oh, my costume is coming undone. Never mind, never mind. Sorry.
Very friendly, full of love. We welcomed her into the family.
That was fun.
It's unreal. I pinch myself daily.
I'd only heard great things about this group of people, so, you know, I was just kind of nervous to infiltrate a homeostasis that had been established on the first one. I'm doing my best. But it was such a welcoming environment immediately.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry. My fault. No. Are you okay? Yeah. Cool. I'm okay.
You gonna walk me to class or what?
Walk you to class? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was about to do. I was just thinking about how I could take that on. I mean, I'm really good at walking class.
Her relationship with Jack in the movie is just such a joy to watch because they have such chemistry. They had fun together, and you could tell that they got along so well off screen as well.
I've actually never been up here. Action?
My
I'm so excited.
My first line is action.
It's been such a pleasure to work with her. She's a perfect actor. She's really, like, to a T, perfect.
Jack and I have become best friends on this shoot. Please.
I was just brave because I have my powers. And I also renovate houses.
I mean, this whole cast is so tight-knit, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen before, where we just look after each other.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is the dynamic between Freddy and the wizard. Because you have lovable Freddy, who's this goofy kid, and you have this angry, bitter wizard.
That half-wit Billy gave you the powers of Shazam?
A little more sarcastic than Billy said, but hey, all good. Let's just get out of here.
No, let's just get out of here.
And I'm so happy that we paired them up, because we've already seen Shazam and Freddy have their dynamic, which is great, but now to also get this version of it really adds something extra to the film.
I look forward to seeing Jack throw him off. I'm sure Jaimin will be just fine and have the appropriate response.
The seed?
Yes, come, Jeff.
You know my name is Freddy. Stop f***ing with me.
I love that reaction you get to him.
Yeah, do that again. It's so fun to improvise with Jaimin because he's so good. I love him so much.
Working with Jack, that was quite fun. He's a loose cannon, but wonderful and naturally funny.
Jack is someone who will crack everyone up. Sometimes he will ruin takes because he's just too funny.
Take your powers, Billy. I hated that. Let's do it again.
So everyone loves him.
How should I just say, can just say I'm Mary, right? Because I'm doing both. I'm who I am right now. Well, I play Mary and Mary.
In the first movie, we had discussions at the start if we should just have Grace play both the human and the superhero Mary, because she was almost at the right age.
Ready? Okay. Double speed. Okay.
In this movie, it felt like she's definitely at that right age now.
I look like the weirdest superhero in the world. Should I smile while I do it?
Yeah. It did make it a little complicated, though, in that it was so easy with the other characters to just swap them out. You know, like, okay, now we have the other person. But whenever she changes, she has to go away and put on the whole suit and put on new makeup and everything.
All in a day's work.
What's it like playing the superhero this time around?
Well, feels very super. What can I say? It was exciting for me because it's my first time stepping into the suit and them designing something new with me in mind. Cool. Such a beautiful job was done with the collar, and it's very elegant, and I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Did they put like a cooling system in there?
No. So, thankfully I have the skirt, and if it wasn't for the fact that we're super, sweat would be fine. That when you're in Georgia, in extreme heat, you do work up a sweat.
It was funny because the first movie we shot in Toronto in the middle of winter, and it was so cold.
Shazam 2 is going to be in the Bahamas, guys.
Yeah. We were sort of joking about, well, Shazam 2, we shoot in like the Bahamas or something. And what happened was we shot it in Atlanta in the middle of summer, and it was so hot. So everyone was sweating in their superhero suits.
We have like portable air conditioning units that are everywhere, thank God.
I'm gonna go stand in front of the air conditioning.
The problem is everybody else is always really, really hot because of their sleeves. And I'm like, is it that bad?
You're supposed to complain about your superhero suit in superhero movies. You're supposed to be like, oh man, I can't pee in this thing. I can't, you know, but I can pee on my own. And I have. I don't need 4 people coming to the bathroom with me like may or may not have happened on the previous movie.
Okay.
It was really nice to revisit the suit and make some upgrades because it wasn't quite detailed enough in the first one. And we've been able to go back and actually do some things that weren't possible. For example, the design of the boots. This was sort of the design I always had in mind, and we tried to do something like it in the first one, but they fell apart on the first day. And we had to quickly just design something new, something that would keep together.
Want to head home?
Looking like this?
But now that we had more experience and more time, we were able to build the boots of my dreams.
They're awesome.
Anytime you're doing a costume again, it's about developing the aesthetic, changing it enough so that it's interesting. Some of it was intensifying the colors of the costumes and intensifying the print and the gloss so that the camera could pick up on the details of the suit.
It feels like it's definitely more a part of the greater world. The first suits were awesome. There were some things here and there. Like, as you might be noticing, this is an interesting little tidbit. This, which lights up, this magnetizes to here. But this practical light was built into the suit, and that meant there was like a bunch of wiring that went through the suit, and that was not an easy thing to keep working all the time.
3, 2, 1, go!
So now, if we want practical light, we just magnetize these on, and then, computer graphics, and there you go.
What else have we learned, fam?
We extended the capes a bit. The first one, we sort of referenced the old school comics from the 40s, where he had a really short cape, but it felt like we needed something a little bit more modern this time, so we extended it a bit. And also just switch things up. Like in the first movie, he had a hood on his cape, which was from one version of the comic book. And this time it felt like, well, we already did that, so why not try something new?
See, better to test this out now, guys. Here we go.
That was one of the most exciting aspects of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, to get to go bigger, to have bigger stakes, to have bigger action.
Oh, yeah.
We just sort of expand everything that's happening around them.
The dragon's gonna land behind you. So you just go over here, and she hits that car. Okay. She's gonna flip. Use super speed over here. While that's happening, you look up, she shoots again. You duck down so she hits that car over there. That flips. Wow. Then you're gonna come out and shoot at her. Okay. Shoot at the dragon, shoot at her. But she blocks it with a staff. And then from there, that's when you're like, getting the idea. So dragon coming towards you, but then you take off.
So how much of this is all in one shot, and how much of
All of
this?
it. So big one way.
I love the scope of the environments in this movie. We go from Athens to the Rock of Eternity and the Library of Eternity to the Realm of the Gods.
The God Realm and the throne room in particular was one of those things where it turned out bigger and more impressive than I sort of had imagined. Sort of a partial set because our locations are just so huge that sometimes you could only build partial sets. And even when it's partial, it's very big. Like it takes up entire sound stages.
Action.
And then you fill out that even more with the effects just to make a massive environment.
It's over, sisters.
You can put anything behind it. Look.
We're gonna do some blue screen work, and I think I'm gonna be at the fort.
Oh my gosh.
Which I haven't been in one of those before. Everyone's telling me I'm gonna love it. But I'm ready, I'm excited.
What's going on here today? I'm on this thing. It's super comfortable. It's really comfortable.
What are you doing behind the scenes right now?
And action.
We use tuning forks, which is a harness that flies them up in the air and lets them lay forward and kind of gives them that flight, can have them bank and turn.
Shazam!
And cut.
Right there.
We use another thing called a parallelogram, which is kind of like a seesaw on steroids.
By far my favorite part of the job.
Flying is just great. A lot of the things that we talk about on set is like, oh, what's your flying pose gonna be? So some people have like the 2 arms up. I kind of have like this sort of thing. Grace, she does like a hands out. Unless you're like a superhero, you don't think it's like, what's my flying form gonna look like? So that stuff is always fun.
So it's just a twist, and I'm kind of coming to camera. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Coming in. Yeah.
It's all about timing, and it's very technical work.
Action. Action.
Back.
Action. And action.
But it's quite a workout.
And cut.
You need a strong core to do all these things.
I gotta take a break, sir. I got no left. Nothing left.
We go back and forth with stunts all the time on trying to figure out the best way to have somebody fly 30 feet or so. We have to then match up what stunts did with a digi-double. So all of our departments are so intermeshed.
We can do whatever we want now with CG. I'm not even really here. That's crazy. No. You're in the Matrix, bro.
Right now, we have this awesome set here, but if I load up these models, then I can show you what it's going to look like a little closer to the final. For this statue, they would have loved to build the whole thing, but it's going to be CG, so they can frame up for their shots, get all the actors in there, and sort of look at these CG things as if they're actually there.
It's based on an AR kit, and you can put in any kind of CG imagery into the real world. So what we've done is we've used that to import geometry into the location, just move the pad around to help establish eye lines for the actors or to give the camera operators kind of a sense of where the top is.
Oh, there's a lot of these guys, the unicorns.
On the set, they've actually given us references to how the unicorns look, and that's just like mind-boggling for me to have this technology that enables me to visualize what's happening in the scene so clearly.
This could be your handle right there, right?
Like that?
Yeah.
There's Team Unicorn. It's really fun. There's the aspect when our unicorns turn to leaves, so we had to sit on almost like a dunk tank device.
You ready to drop?
Didn't I tell you a unicorn exists?
Yeah, didn't know they looked like this.
That on action, we just kind of dropped.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good?
And all of us on our first go were a little like, whoa, that was a rush.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's exciting. And then we had to take after take, and all of us were like, yeah, and then getting pretty comfortable with the dunk tank experience.
The unicorn sort of way in there, and when she says hello, that's when you all see it. And then it starts charging. Running!
Throwing the Skittles was so cool because I got to say taste the rainbow, and it's such an iconic line.
Oh yeah, that's impressive.
You might think you know what unicorns are. Nice and fluffy, sort of, ooh, it's rainbows. But we wanted to do something that you've never seen before.
We love a good scare.
These unicorns are frightening, naturally, because David Sandberg is directing this, and he has a love for the horror genre.
Give us some kids nightmares.
David Sandberg, I've never met anyone who loves what he does so much. It makes me feel like we're in safe hands here at Shazam.
Yeah, we really want to see those eyes.
David's a very free director. He's not gonna move on if it's not working for him. But short of that, you're really allowed to play and kind of bring him ideas.
And dip out of the current, and then jab him through. Exactly. Right. Cool.
He's a brilliant director. He knows his stuff.
It's so beautiful.
And he finds joy in the littlest of things.
I want you to do a little like throwing yourself back.
We love David.
Action. And cut.
As a Southern European working with a Northern European, we're very different people. I mean, Latins, we're, let me hug you, and hi, and how are you? And he's like, hello?
And monster.
He's the opposite of a noisy director, striding around saying, do this, do that. He's very, very quiet.
Here we go, and action.
Has a great relationship with his wife, has made films together with his wife. I think the two of them are probably quite a creative force together.
Working with my wife Lotta is what I'm the most used to. It's sort of how I got here. We made a little short film together called Lights Out that Hollywood discovered and then wanted to make a feature of. So that's sort of how I learned to direct people was with Lotta. So I'm very comfortable working with her because that's sort of my first. And I have this thing where I want to have her cameo in every movie I do.
You can't believe any of this is real.
But she died in the first one, so it's like, ooh, how do we do that?
Charging up the car. Background, action!
But changing her hairstyle and changing some things about her, and it's like, well, now she's a different character. This is actually the first movie where my cameo is more than just a voice or someone in lots of makeup. You actually see me as me, and I even say a couple of words in Swedish. I got to do a little stunt work in the movie, which was a lot of fun. It gives you a new sense of what you're putting your actors through. It kind of hurts, it's kind of difficult, but it's a lot of fun and something I could have done all day.
I came in yesterday to wardrobe, put this thing on again, looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm Billy Batson again.
We have a cameo by Michael Gray, who's the original Billy Batson from the 70s TV show Shazam.
Action. Holy moly! Who expected almost 50 years later I'd be doing something in Shazam again? I never thought it. I love it. I already told him he's perfect. And after all these years, it makes me feel like I'm in my 20s again. Obviously, I'm not. But I feel like it.
Wonder Woman was in the script from day one, and I was very excited, but I also didn't quite believe it. I was like, are we really gonna get Gal Gadot to do this? And I didn't really believe it until we were actually shooting it.
It was an amazing thing you did.
She was so pleasant and nice to work with, and she was so game to do anything.
Stick to saving the world, kid.
You work on a movie for very long, and you don't get to see the final result until the very end of post-production. It's almost like seeing the movie for the first time and realizing that, oh, this did actually work, and it's such a relief. I love watching that final battle and feeling something. It's like, oh, I'm actually getting invested, and that's such a great feeling because it's been such a long road where it's been hard to really know, like, is this gonna be good? Are people gonna be invested in it?
Action.
But I think it's gonna work.
I'm so proud of our whole Shazamly and what we brought forth in this one. It's a really groovy group of people with lots of love.
I just wrapped my superhero suit a couple days ago, and I had a little emotional moment taking it off because I was like, you know, hopefully I'll get to wear one in the future, but it might be a different one, and there'll never be another Shazam Fury of the Gods.
I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm like, when is part 3?
I mean, the amount of people that have come to me and told me after I saw the movie, I just felt better. And I think that's one of the coolest things about making movies, you know, that we get to entertain people, that we get to transport them to another world.
That's amazing.
And they get to have that little bit of escapism. Yeah, it's great. It's a groovy job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, in a superhero movie, you have to have post-credit scenes. And we have two of them. One is where we poke a little fun at a different superhero universe.
The Avengers Society.
And of course, we had to check in with Savannah and Mr. Mind. And once again, I get to play Mr. Mind, doing some voice work.
It takes me a very long time to get places, okay?
They were such a big part of the first movie, and you want to know, like, what have they been up to? So it's really fun.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming.
In the beginning, I was really excited to go on this journey.
I haven't, shot anything yet, but when you see this character and when you see how Jason Momoa is going to play this guy, it's going to be amazing.
The original Aquaman needed to get a little bit of a boost. Hello? And so they thought there was no better person to play that than me. How cool is that? I'm gonna be that mother.
Casting Jason was a really bold move, and I got to give credit to DC and Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder for making that call 5 years ago.
I came into Zack's office and did an audition, and he goes, I want you to play Aquaman. And I'm like, who? You want me to play what? I can just think it's white, blonde hair, shaved, not me. And he tells me the whole pitch, and I was like, wow, hell yeah, I'd love to. It's just the idea of having a brown skin superhero. I mean, that's awesome. From the Philippines to Hawaii to Tahiti and Fiji, everyone has their water gods that they celebrate. Ours is Tanaloa and Kanaloa and Maui, and it just made sense. But you can't say anything for, at least a couple of years, and it sucked. I can't keep a secret to save my life. I buy a present for my wife, and I come home and I want to tell her. I can't keep a secret from my kids, so I hated doing interviews because people were like, you're gonna do Aquaman? I'm like, nope, I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I just had to lie nonstop. I told some dude he can punch me in the face, so I still owe him that. But it feels great. At least people know it's gonna come out, not the lie anymore.
At last, the reality of it has finally arrived. Jason's big moment, taking up the trident.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Aquaman, Jason Momoa!
Everybody's talking about Jason at Comic-Con and running out and playing the trident like Jimi Hendrix. He crushed that thing, so Jason's doing his thing. Comic-Con!
That was surreal. I've been in that room many times, but I've never ran barefoot with a trident before. That's why fighters don't run out all amped up, because I could barely breathe when I got there. I was so excited.
The king is here!
Jason's had a long time to really think about who his character is, and all credit to Jason that he was so on board with my vision.
I just read James' script, and I'm really, 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 really happy and stoked.
Aquaman really is a classic story about a guy who feels like he's from two different worlds, and ultimately he doesn't feel like he belongs to either one.
That resonated with me instantly. Being born in Hawaii and raised in Iowa, being split between my parents, it's just you're not really knowing where you're. One place you're a white guy, over here you're another thing, so it's just kind of like he's the lone wolf in the whole thing, so I definitely could identify with that.
Jason knows the emotion of the story, but he also worked out so much, getting all that muscle definition to get the body of a leading man.
I think James wants me really slim, and so I get like 2.5 months of just doing like fight choreography, and then indoor climbing. Probably just climb a lot. So like your body is constantly working. And then this is some meat. Because I ran out of my house and just threw some meat in my pocket. I always have meat in my pocket. It's weird. This part sucks.
In pre-production, Jason spent a lot of time in harnesses on this job, just rehearsing and just sort of defining his movement for his character in the rigs.
That's the fun part, is I gotta build his character. So I go boom and I hit it, and then I can control my whole upper body. I enjoy the creative aspect of that.
It starts to take its toll after 12, 13 hours a day.
It's like a giant giving you a wedgie, but you're stuck in the wedgie. Just stay in the wedgie for a while.
Yeah.
Ah!
And it's not a comfortable thing, those rigs.
Oh yeah, it's nice and tight. Drop me, Jack. Jack, you have the most important job of getting me the out of this thing, okay? When we start shooting, I'll probably be very sad because I'll have been away from my kids for almost 2 months. Yeah, I'll probably just be missing my family, man. Hi. Hi. You going to bed? Heck no, there's not. Baby. These guys are imposters.
Ready, and
Don't believe it, son.
roll.
What's up? The Aquaman's gonna save you.
Filmmaking is such a challenging industry that we're in. You can't really make a movie like this without a sense of intensity.
I take my action very seriously.
You all right? Yeah.
I enjoy doing my own stunts.
You don't like that? You don't like French vanilla ice cream? That tastes good.
He loves the sort of physicality of performing.
We'll shoot it.
And action.
I put ideas in anything that I do. I feel like that's my job. And it made sense to me that he's going to become the one who can wield the trident later. But I wanted him to be very much like a bar fighter. And then you get to take what he's going to be great at with a little bit of that bar fighting. He's going to be a fun character to watch fight.
Jason, up the stab, rise up so you face that camera.
It's fun being a boy and playing and fighting. But the more takes we do, the harder it gets.
Action.
That was real.
I'm getting older. It's hard to recover.
Sorry, you okay? Yeah.
Jason is awesome. There's a little humor or playfulness that Jason has, and that's important. He's such a presence on screen, and you can see the fun, the charm behind the eyes. That's, to me, what always sort of sets people apart.
I have to tell you, working opposite him was so fun. I mean, he's got so much energy.
Jason has this gift of he's just a big kid. If you take a look at Jason on set, he's walking around, he's playing his bass guitar.
I'm learning bass. I never learned bass before. That's rad. Keeps me ready.
He's been in the business for so long, so he's a mentor to me. I watch how he works the set and how he's very attentive to the shots and the details, and, he's on top of it. Can we go a little higher? Anywhere in here, chest, anything?
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Action.
I exude a lot of energy on set.
Sometimes I love to kind of roll my actors up, and when it's a big scene where they're supposed to be like thousands of people around, it's cool to just get on the microphone and just yell at the actors.
Get out of here! Get out of Atlantis! You're not welcome!
The crowd is so against Jason, so the idea to just boo him was fun.
So Jason's making fun of James for, trying to act like the crowd.
Sure, James, I love the idea. I think we're gonna need someone else to say it.
Just act, Jason, really. That's all you gotta do. Just act.
Yeah, just act. I'm not like you, Patrick.
He's such a larger-than-life character, but when you get to know him, he's such a family man. He loves his wife, he loves his kids, and that's what he lives for.
I love you. I love you. Whether people understand or not, it's a lot of travel and away from home. I've never went 2 months without seeing my kids, so if you interviewed me a month ago, I was in hell. But my family's in town, so my wife and my children are with me, which has been amazing. And when Yaya walked out in costume, my son was there. And that was cool, because my son just ran at him. And I was like, it's like I don't know how much that suit is, but don't keep that suit. I can't afford it.
Hi, Mark.
I'm trying to take experiences from everyday life and put it into the character, especially with the father role. Love you, love you. It's a man. Idol.
When we talked to Jason about who he saw as his father, he just immediately wanted Tamura.
I love him. It's been a dream to work with him, man. Ever since I saw What's for Wares, he's like the guy I looked up to. So, I mean, it was epic.
He saw a movie I was in, an old movie of mine called Once We're Warriors. And it really impinged on him, this film, in certain ways, culturally, spiritually. I guess for him, too, being a brown boy brought up in Iowa, he kind of identified with the cultural elements, having Hawaiian roots himself. And I notice on this journey as well, Jason's very much trying to bring to the fore some of the cultural elements.
We added a bunch of Polynesian moments where, we do the hongi and put nose to nose, and it was great.
I'm really happy that James saw that
And let's cut it. Good. Great.
and lifted in the movie.
Beautiful.
I think a lot of the Polynesian, a lot of the islanders will be very appreciative for that.
So we have a good connection. Him and I love the haka. Ha being breath, ka being fire, so it's like a fire dance. I used to do it growing up, so it comes in handy for all that energy stuff. You can get that haka, get it all warmed up and ready to rock. And on his birthday, they put on a big haka.
I turned 38 while I was here, and that was amazing. Everyone surprised me. First surprise I've ever had in my life, so that was pretty special.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Rob Cowan got me and he goes, Jason, we need to talk. And he brought me outside. And then I just hear the sound of like people going off. And I can hear the haka, but it's just not computing in my mind. And then he just kind of walks away. And I turn and I see it and I'm like, oh my God. They got me so bad. And then it was just amazing to see my son in there doing the haka. It was powerful. It's the passion, and it's really, really, really beautiful and special.
That's unbelievable.
Everything about him comes back to the fact that he is such a loving dad, a loving husband, and that's the most important thing to him.
Greatest birthday ever.
And I wanted to bring his personality out of the real world and into the world of this film.
I came because I had no choice. I came to save my home and the people that I love. What's great about the superhero movies is just to show hope.
I was raised by my mother. She was just on the carpet with me.
My mother is a superhero. Single mothers are superheroes. I'm just a dude dressed up